I can still hear the echo of her laughter. It wasn't the warm, gentle sound that once captured my heart. This was a harsh, biting chuckle, laced with intent to wound. It came on the day I trudged home, clutching a cardboard box filled with remnants from my office. My company had slashed its workforce, and my role was among the first to be cut. I stood in our kitchen, Ty Askew, carrying the faint scent of old coffee and shame. She leaned casually against the counter, a wine glass cradled in her hand, and let out that cruel laugh. "I always knew you'd stumble someday," she said, her words devoid of warmth or solace. Those words seared into me, as if etched with a burning iron. We'd been married for 8 years, our story beginning in college, her immersed in law books, me lost in engineering experiments. Back then, she marveled at my creativity, my ability to craft something from nothing. Together, we seemed to build each other up. Or so I believed. Over time, her affection changed. It wasn't me she valued, but what I could offer. The larger my salary, the kinder she became. The more pressure I faced, the icier her demeanor grew. I overlooked the red flags. They say love blinds you. But it's more than that. Love makes you choose to ignore the truth. Her betrayal didn't strike all at once. It crept in slowly, like venom seeping through veins. It started with cutting remarks, then evolved into public jabs at dinner parties, where she'd boast about being the true success in our marriage. Later came the distance. Her phone always turned face down, her smiles no longer touching her eyes when they met mine. The final wound came 3 months after my job loss. I overheard her on the phone with a friend, her voice bold, not even hushed. "He's a burden now," she said. "I need something better." Better? To her, I was just an outdated model, ready to be replaced. I stayed silent that night and the next, shifting from sorrow to strategy. She thought I was shattered, but I was reconstructing. Unbeknownst to her, I'd filed a patent years earlier. A design my company dismissed as trivial. I kept it hidden, like a guarded ace. While she reveled in her legal triumphs, I quietly refined it, perfected it, and when the moment was right, sold it. The sum, $167 million, made my heart race when it appeared in my account. I kept it secret, not a whisper shared. I lived as if I were still struggling, nodding along to her taunts, letting her believe I was defeated, all while securing the funds in a trust solely in my name, structured so even her legal expertise couldn't unravel it. Each of her barbs fueled my resolve. Every mocking laugh honed the edge of the plan I was quietly forging. Then came the day she presented divorce papers. "It's better for us both," she said, her voice cloaked in practiced calm. "We've drifted apart." I saw the glint of victory in her eyes. She thought she was casting aside a failure, unaware she was stepping into her own downfall. I didn't resist or argue. I agreed to all her terms, the house, the car, the accounts she knew of. Her lawyer smirked across the table. "It's rare to see a man not fight," he remarked. I signed without pause, her smugness palpable, my defeat an act. Months later, she reveled in her perceived triumph. New apartment, new wardrobe, a new man by her side. I remained in the shadows, silent, letting her think she'd won. But murmurs began to spread. The patent sale had caught attention in her social circles. Curiosity soon turned to realization. One evening, my phone lit up with her name. I let it ring, then ring again. When I finally answered, her voice was frantic. "Why didn't you tell me about the patent? You sold it for millions." I let the silence stretch before replying. "You already told me my worth." The call ended abruptly. The true reckoning unfolded months later in a courtroom she dragged me to, desperate to claim a share of wealth that was never hers. She stood there, dressed impeccably, her lawyer exuding confidence. They wove tales of deception and concealment. Then it was my turn. I slid a folder across the table. Every receipt, every timestamp, every notarized document proving the patent was mine alone. Secured long before our marriage, locked away beyond her reach. Her lawyer's confidence crumbled, then hers. For the first time, I saw her without words. The judge's gaze held a trace of sympathy for her. Case dismissed. She thought she'd left me to upgrade, but now she stood diminished, her facade shattered before all. In the hallway after, she called out, her voice cutting through the crowd. "You deceived me." I turned, my tone steady. No, you misjudged me. Her eyes shimmered not with remorse, but with fury. I realized then that her pain wasn't losing me. It was losing the fortune. Do I regret it? Not at all. People ask if revenge fulfills. It does, but not as you'd think. It's not a blaze or a burst. It's the serene, steady calm of equilibrium restored. I didn't raise my voice or boast. I simply watched as the woman who once mocked me over wine now choked on her own silence. I walked away with my name, my work, and 167 million reasons never to hear her laughter again. That's enough.